From BBC Learning English, this is Learning English from a new our podcast about the new headlines. In this program, how drinking a pure coffee out today in keep a brain healthy and working well. I'm Health Crash and I'm Neil. In this program, we look at the big story and the vocabulary in the headline that will help you understand it. You can find its vocabulary and headline from the episode as well as worksheets on our website bbclearningenglish.com. Um, okay, so that's drinking coffee within a new hour of waking up can make you happier. The head of the happiness, culture, and personality research group in the University Worker Week. Professional Uriel explained that this may be because caffeine, the stimulants found in tea and coffee, plus a chemical that makes us feel tired. Yes, and a stimulant is something that causes an effect or stimulates an effect. At the same time, caffeine encourages or stimulates the research, dopamine, which will some people know as the happy hormone. The Europe Food Safety Authority recommends adults should not drink more than 400 milligrams and of the caffeine behave that's generally equivalent to 3 to our cup. Let's have your first headline. This is from the Standard Printed newspaper. Um, Coffee bring happiness and may prevent a stroke. If a seven key points for a healthy coffee consumption. That's headline again from the Standard. Coffee bring happiness and may prevent a stroke. Seven key points for healthy coffee consumption. This headline draws attention to how drinking coffee can prevent stroke. A medical emergency will blood stop follow to apart your brain. We're going to focus the word key. Now, what you tell you us about the key word key paper where you may familiar with the opposite key which can be used to open a door. But when we use key as an adjective, we saying that something is really important. In the same way, that a key is crucial for unlocking a door. Yes, so it might be useful to think of key as a metaphor for something that gives you access, perhaps to knowledge or an idea. So when we look at the language in the headline, it describes key points. They add the important points, yes, and you might hear the impression key witness in the core key, for example. And the key witness is the person with really important knowledge. Yeah, or in the support team, you might have a key player. This is player who perform the most important role. Um, we've had key is describe something important. For example, friendship may play a key role in the building social skills. Mm, This learning is from the news, our podcast from a new headline. Today we will talking about coffee and how new research say good for your brain. Another headline tells us that it 2 to 3 cups of coffee each day can help lower the risk of the memory loss diseases such as dementia. Yes, so the study published in the Journal of the Cognitive um, that's who drank tea and coffee showed a slower rate cognitive decline compared to who drink didn't. Cognitive describe the mental process involved in learning and studying things. This includes in memory and reason. So cognitive describe is how your brain lose their ability over time. Let's look at this headline. This headline is from the Medical Express, a medical research group. Consuming 2 or 3 cups of coffee daily associated with lower dementia risk, better cognitive function. That's headline again from the Medical Express. Consuming through 3 cups of coffee daily associated with lower dementia risk, better cognitive function. Yeah, this headline mentioned how drink coffee is associated with better cognitive of brain function. Yes, and we were looking at this word associated. What does it mean if something is associated with something? Well, it means that something is linked to something else. We associate things with other things but have these things irrelated or connected. Yes, and if you're going to mention other things that are connected, we use a preposition with or with is associated with better memory is, and we can use the next from the associated to talk about this thing as well. We could say this associated between now many languages and better memories. We've had associated linked or connected with something else. For example, doing daily exercise is associated with living longer. Mm, yeah. This is learning English from a new from BBC Learners. We're talking about the benefits of drinking coffee and tea, very similar to our previous headline. This is next of the highlight on how drinking tea and coffee have written diminished and disease the brain. Yes, it told the brain the function. A function is a specific spur or role. When they say brain function and we're talking about the brain, there's a realization how to explore complex its purpose. Election, let's have your next headline. This new headline is from the Sky Health, a British news organization. Drinking tea and coffee may help prevent poor brain function and reduce risk of dementia. Yes, the headline again from the Sky News. Drinking tea and coffee may help preserve brain function and reduce risk of dementia. The study research. This headline includes information about how drinking tea and coffee help. Oh no, is a way of brain function. What does the word percent mean now? Well, we know our brain function is thin. That's our brain does have rest, and what we want to do is keep your brain doing them. This it was a preserve mean to keep or maintain something. Usually, is in original state. So we often hear about the preserving foods or art or buildings. It means keep them as much as possible in their original state. Yes, and the next preservation is the act of keeping something that way. You've had to preserve to keep or maintain something, usually in its original state. For example, there are a lot of different ways to preserve foods: pickling, sorting, and drying. That's it for this episode of the Learning English from the News. We'll be back next with another news story. Don't forget to come to our website to find free worksheet. That's at bbclearningenglish.com. And if like us you drink a lot of coffee at work, why not try to series up with link English to learn? You can find the up episode at bbclearnings.com, and don't forget check out the social media BBC Learnings. Bye for now. Goodbye. You.